Sắc cơ. Chị ra. Chị cầm cái này. Đó, cơ cao lên, ở bên này thấp xuống nha. Đó. Đây nè, trên đó. Mình cho lên cao.
Xin lỗi, anh tên gì?
Rồi, không, thiếu gươm nè, để nhớ nè. Con những cái hai bên đầu đưa hai bên gươm cờ lại.
How are you? Good to see you.
Con với lại Út bên đó. Tiến với lại Huệ chính giữa. Mấy người nói ổng ở nè hả? Làm lại cầm cái ký này nè. Bắt đầu cái nào mà bắt đầu không lạnh lắm á. Thằng này mới tới kìa.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Bây giờ đứng như vậy đứng mặt. Quá rồi như vậy. Thẳng lên.
Good morning, distinguished and honorable guests, fellow Vietnamese of the Free Vietnam, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chin Din, and this is my co-MC, Miss Michelle Pike. This is truly an honor for us to be MC for our program this morning. We would like to welcome our distinguished and honorable guests, friends, and fellow Vietnamese of the Vietnamese community in the city of Greater Philadelphia to our Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom Flag Day on this day of April 29, 2022. This is truly a sad day not only for all Vietnamese living overseas, but also for more than 90 million people who are currently living in Vietnam. We remember with deep sadness the fall of the Republic of Vietnam 47 years ago. Since then, April 30th has always been the darkest day in the history of the Vietnamese people. We, as Vietnamese living overseas, will never accept the current communist regime that has been governing our country with dictatorship and cruel power.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to raise and salute the flag of our former Republic of Vietnam. To commemorate this dark and sad day of April 30th, 1975. This date also reminds us that this heritage and freedom flag will always represent all Vietnamese living overseas. We will never, ever accept the red flag with the yellow star of the communist government as the official flag of a free Vietnam. This ceremony is our way of honoring our flag, the yellow flag with 3 red stripes, of commemorating the sad day and of denouncing the tyrannical communist regime in Vietnam. We hope and pray that one day in the near future, Vietnam will truly and totally be free from communism. For this special occasion, we are honored to have with us today the following distinguished and honorable guests. Honorable David O, City Council at Large, as our keynote speaker. Ms. Sheila Hess, representing Mayor Jim Kenney. Honorable Mark Squilla, Councilman for District 1, Director of Strategic Communications and Programs for the City of Philadelphia, Alan Joinville. So with that, we're going to start with the presentation of colors.
Present your color.
We're going to have the U.S. national anthem, followed by the Vietnamese national anthem. Now the Vietnamese national anthem. And now the presentation of the wreath.
Xoay cái
Để tưởng nhớ đến các quân dân cán chính của chính phủ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa và các chiến hữu đồng minh Hoa Kỳ đã hy sinh tính mạng chiến đấu chống cộng, bảo vệ và gìn giữ an ninh, tự do, dân chủ cho miền Nam Việt Nam. Để tưởng nhớ đến các đồng bào hy sinh mạng sống ngoài biển cả hay trong những rừng sâu trên đường lánh nạn cộng sản đi tìm lý tưởng tự do. Để tưởng nhớ đến các chiến sĩ Hoa Kỳ đã bỏ mình trên chiến trường Iraq, Afghanistan, Việt Nam để bảo vệ tự do và an ninh cho người dân và đất nước Hoa Kỳ. Đặc biệt là để ghi nhớ ngày Quốc hận hôm nay, ngày mà người dân miền Nam Việt Nam đang sống trong tự do, dân chủ đã phải bắt đầu một cuộc sống đau buồn dưới chế độ độc tài, chuyên chế của Đảng Cộng sản Việt Nam trong suốt 47 năm qua.
In honor of military and civilian men and women of the former Republic of Vietnam who died in the line of duty to fight for and to protect the freedom and democracy of the free people of South Vietnam against the North Vietnamese communists. In honor of U.S. soldiers and soldiers of other allied forces who lost their lives fighting side by side with the soldiers of the Republic of Vietnam Armed Forces in the Vietnam War. In honor of the men and women of the United States of America Armed Forces who fought bravely and lost their lives in the wars against terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan, so we can be safe and secured at home. In honor of men and women of law enforcement locally and nationally who lost their lives in the line of duty to provide safety and security to the citizens of the United States of America. We also observe this moment of silence to remember tens of thousands of Vietnamese who lost their lives at sea as boat people were in the deep jungles on their way trying to escape from the communist regime in Vietnam. The moment of silence begins. Phút mật niệm chấm dứt.
Post your color.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Quang Ma, Chairman of QUÄC, for some opening remarks. Xin mời chú Quang ạ.
Kính thưa quý đồng hương Việt Nam tị nạn Cộng sản tại Philadelphia và vùng phụ cận. Như tất cả quý vị đã biết, chúng ta có mặt ngày hôm nay là tại vì Liên Xô và Trung Cộng đã giúp cho Bắc Việt chiếm miền Nam Việt Nam. Và ngày đau thương 30 tháng 4 75, chúng ta một số cựu quân nhân cán chích đã bị bắt bỏ tù ở tại Việt Nam từ Bắc chí Nam. Tôi đã được giải ngũ từ năm 1968, nhưng chúng nhận giam cử cho tới 5 năm. Và nếu tôi không có tiền để chạy thì chắc chắn là tôi đã chết trong tù và không có mặt ngày hôm nay. Do đó, chúng tôi muốn rằng tất cả chúng ta có mặt ngày hôm nay là vì tự do, vì dân chủ cho dân tộc Việt Nam. Chúng ta cũng không quên cảm ơn chính phủ Hoa Kỳ đã chấp thuận cho đồng bào tị nạn chúng ta định cư tại Hoa Kỳ. Và hiện nay, như tất cả quý vị đã biết, con cháu chúng ta đã thành đạt và đã là những cựu quân nhân, quân lực của Hoa Kỳ, từ tướng lĩnh cho đến hạ sĩ quan và binh sĩ của quân lực Việt Nam Cộng Hòa. Một trong những tướng lĩnh mà chúng ta đã biết là Thiếu tướng Lương Xuân Việt, một người con đã từ Việt Nam trốn vùi qua Hoa Kỳ, và cứ hàng ngàn con cháu của quân lực Việt Nam đã đến nước Mỹ và đã đem tất cả khả năng để mà cống hiến cho nước Hoa Kỳ. Và một lần nữa chúng tôi khẳng định rằng bất cứ một quốc gia nào tấn công Hoa Kỳ thì chúng ta, những người Mỹ gốc Việt, phải sẵn sàng chiến đấu và bảo vệ cho nước Hoa Kỳ bất cứ giá nào. Tôi mặc dầu trên 80 tuổi vẫn sẵn sàng hy sinh mạng sống của mình để bảo vệ cho chính phủ Hoa Kỳ. Tôi xin nói một lần nữa, hiện tại bây giờ Trung Cộng cũng như là Liên Xô đã tiếp tay để tấn công nước Ukraine, mà Ukraine là một trong những nước đã có liên hệ chặt chẽ với Việt Nam Cộng Hòa chúng ta trước năm 75, và một trong những người mà chúng ta biết là nhà soạn nhạc nổi danh của Việt Nam là soạn giả Lê Văn Khoa đã liên hệ với chính phủ Ukraine và đã viết soạn những bản nhạc để cho chính phủ của Ukraine chơi bản nhạc của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa. Đó là một điều hãnh diện và chúng ta rất hãnh diện thấy chính phủ của Hoa Kỳ, đặc biệt là City Hall, đã công nhận và đã yểm trợ cho dân tị nạn của Ukraine đến Philadelphia. Và chúng tôi xin hoan nghênh và ông Davido đã bảo trợ cái dự luật mà giúp đỡ cho những người tị nạn của Ukraine đến Philadelphia. Chúng tôi xin hô những khẩu hiệu sau đây và xin quý vị tiếp tục và hô như chúng tôi. Xin ủng hộ Ukraine! Xin ủng hộ Ukraine!
Xin ủng hộ Ukraine!
Xin ủng hộ Ukraine!
Xin ủng hộ Ukraine!
Đã đảo Liên Xô và Trung Cộng!
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 Xin cảm ơn tất cả quý vị.
Thank you. Next, I'd invite Councilman Mark Squilla to come to the podium for some remarks.
Thank you, and I want to thank Mr. Quang Mac and the Vietnamese community for having me here today on such a special occasion. You know, during the challenging times, and now you see even in the present, as Ukraine is going through some of the same things that happened in the past, and you think we would learn from history. But what we need to do is to stand together and stick together and support each other. Just like back in the day when the Vietnamese community and their military stood side by side with the American soldiers to fight for their freedom. And when that wasn't successful, they came here to our great country to make our country a better place. You came here and you brought your culture, your heritage, your work ethic and desires to make Philadelphia your home. We are proud to have you here. We are proud that what you have given us in the city of Philadelphia, but also to make our country a better place to live. It's an honor to be here with my colleague, Councilmember David O, and City Representative Sheila Hess, to be able to join you in this celebration today. We as elected officials sometimes get the credit of doing things for the community, but it's the community who does the work for us. We work for you, and what you give us is the ability to represent you. So thank you for all that you do for our city. Thank you for what you do for our country. Be proud of yourself, be proud of your culture, and be proud of your heritage, because today is a special day to celebrate all the Vietnamese people throughout the world. Have a great day. Congratulations.
Thank you, Councilman Squilla. Next, I'd like to invite our keynote speaker, Councilman at Large, David O. Please come forward to the podium.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to start by reading this citation by reading this citation. This is the 10th year that we have raised this flag. The first resolution was in 2012. This is a 10-year anniversary, and I just want to recall how we got here. The Council of the City of Philadelphia is pleased and proud to recognize April 30th, 2022 as Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom Flag Day as a symbol of the contribution of the Vietnamese American community in the City of Philadelphia. Whereas April 30th, 2022 marks the 47th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War and the start of the eventual exodus of several million Vietnamese out of Vietnam after South Vietnam's capital of Saigon fell to the communists on April 30th, 1975. Throughout America, 13 states, 7 counties, and 85 cities have adopted resolutions recognizing the yellow and 3 red-striped Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom flag as the official flag of the Vietnamese American community. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on April 7, 2008 officially recognized the Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom flag as the official flag of the Vietnamese American community throughout the Commonwealth. The City of Philadelphia on January 29, 2004 officially recognized the Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom flag as the official flag of the Vietnamese American community throughout the city. There is a significant number of Vietnamese Americans who have chosen to make Philadelphia and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania their home. Flying the Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom flag in Philadelphia is a part of the healing process for our citizens whose families left their homeland of South Vietnam. This city's Vietnamese American community has made substantial contributions to the cultural, religious, political, and business life of Philadelphia, and the Council of the City of Philadelphia authorizes the Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom flag to be raised and flown at full mast at the City Hall on Friday, April the 29th, in lieu of Saturday, April the 30th, starting at 10 a.m. and taken down at 5 p.m. in recognition of the contributions to the cultural, political, religious, and business life of Philadelphia. Therefore, by virtue of this resolution, the Council of the City of Philadelphia hereby recognizes April 30th as Vietnamese Heritage and Freedom Flag Day as a symbol of the contributions of the Vietnamese American community in the City of Philadelphia. We in this Council extend the sincere respect and admiration of this legislative body. Sometimes something happens in our life that is so impactful, we remember it, like the death of our parent or child or loved one. Sometimes something happens in this world that is so impactful, we never want to forget it. Yesterday, in Israel and across the world, people remembered the Holocaust, something we should never forget. For the Vietnamese American community and for Vietnamese people around the world, this is a very impactful day. The day they lost freedom in their country. The day evil won over good. Tyranny won over democracy. And the ability of people to determine their own life, their own government, their own values was taken away. In that course, nearly 60,000 Americans lost their lives, along with other people from other countries, in a battle over who will determine the future of people in Vietnam, who will determine the future of families and individuals in Vietnam. And we don't forget this day. As I said, this is the 10th year that we raise this flag, because it is a flag of the people, the freedom-loving people who hope one day freedom will return to Vietnam. We now recall all that happened in Vietnam as we look at what is happening in the Ukraine. a tyranny, it's not a democracy, crosses the border into another country to take away the freedom of the people with bombings and killings of innocent civilians. If freedom-loving people do not stand together, there will be no freedom. If people who enjoy freedom do not respect what it takes and what it costs, then they don't know the value of freedom. For those who have suffered, they know how important freedom is. And they bind together to support each other here and abroad. And today, in solemn recognition that freedom is not free, but it is worth the price of your life for the freedom of others. This flag, it is a flag draped in blood. It is a flag paid for by the lives of people, some of whom had no choice. They were sent to war, some of them who volunteered, and people across the country, children, babies, elderly, who died in the battles and the wars over who will determine the future of this country. We now, in this country and in this city, host a people who have that experience, who remember today the cost of freedom and the cost of tyranny in the jungles and at the seas by people who lost their lives fleeing that tyranny and that oppression and that brutality. We should not forget, so long as this flag flies, here in Philadelphia, our city will not forget those lives lost, those people suffered, and that will remind us to commit ourselves to the battle for self-determination and democracy here and around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman O, for your remarks. Next, I'd like to invite Ms. Sheila Hess, City Representative, to come forward for some remarks.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Hello everyone, I am Sheila Hess. I am proud to serve as Philadelphia City Representative, and it is a true honor to be here to support each and every one of you, our Vietnamese community. I want to thank QUадцC Mac and the planning team and our wonderful host here today for all your exceptional efforts in helping organize today's event at City Hall. And I want to thank Councilman David O and his team, Council Member Mark Squilla, and of course my team from the Office of City Representative. A special shout out to Rob Nonamaker and to our wonderful Office of Immigrant Affairs, whom you'll hear from in a few moments, Alan Joinville. Thank you for all that you do. So welcome everyone for such an important event as we honor our Vietnamese community. Mayor Jim Kenney unfortunately could not be here today, but he has issued a very special proclamation to honor this moment. And it is my privilege now to just read an excerpt of it. And I'd like to present it to you. Multicultural population promotes the understanding of new perspectives and introduces their heritage for us all to experience. Philadelphia flourishes with the diversity of our residents, who enrich us with their infusion of culture, art, tradition, and many skills. We are honored and privileged that these men and women chose to come here to the city of Philadelphia to live. Now, the city of Philadelphia is very proud of its significant and vibrant Vietnamese community. Your members of the city's Vietnamese community are active in all of our aspects